How is the Israeli military justifying its recent raid in Nablus, West Bank, and what does this signal about its future operations in Gaza?
Well, one has to be a little sarcastic if one speaks about what Israel has been doing during these last 2 years more or less, but again throughout their existence, and especially when this present Prime Minister Netanyahu has come to power. So, they did not justify anything, they just do it because they call it the Hamas that is there, they dream Hamas, but it is not real. They want to, they have decimated all right, but they want to totally abolish, totally destroy these Palestinians. And now we also know, this might be relevant, that they are arranging a meeting in Washington under the chairmanship of Donald Trump, where they will decide about the future of this place. They are now cleansing, it is an ethnic cleansing. So, one cannot justify in any way except if you take a Netanyahu type of justification and its validation by his boss in Washington.
What role are Gulf states and other Middle Eastern countries playing in efforts to broker a ceasefire or provide aid or to stop brutal attack to Palestinians and Gaza from a small country like Israel powered by entire Westerns?
Well, you have already classified me as a very straight talker. If you think of this locus standi of these Middle Eastern leaders, including that of Egypt, they have all been placed there by the mercy of America, and they are sustained there by Americans. So, they have no courage to go against America, although they would not otherwise be successful if they go against America, but they cannot even speak against them. So, whatever they say, it is for some sort of show. They actually side with America for their own existence. That is how I feel it. Therefore, there is very little that we can expect from this present Middle Eastern leadership, which is not the popular leadership, not elected by the people, not vetted by the people. These are American set leadership. So, that is the reason they will not work anything. Moreover, if we add to this that they have little power, they cannot do anything. Even Britain, France, Germany, who also stood very strongly at one point of time, is now keeping totally silent when they say that there is going to be organized a meeting in Washington under the chairmanship of Donald Trump, where they will decide, you see, they will decide what is to be done with Gaza. And that reminds me of one. Last night I was listening to one Arab named girl, a lady commentator from Jerusalem I saw, and she said that would be good if it becomes a Riviera under American ownership, it would be a good thing, and her name is Arab. So, there are many people like this. So, I think they will all dislike it, they will continue to condemn it, but they will never dare to say anything against US. This is as they say, the next state of the US, the Israel. Therefore, I do not think they will, many of them does not like it the way people are being killed, but they do not dare to say anything, including the European powers now. You see, they are totally silent now, because perhaps they are given to understand that America is going to take it over, as they are going to take over that portion in Denmark and all those things. This is as they say, right, might is right, but this is the might is right. They have the might and nobody else. Sometimes they make some protestations, but they do not do anything active. But also nobody can come with their own soldiers and armed forces and other things. That is also not feasible for them to come and fight here. And why should they? So, that is the thing. The world is now run in the way America wants it, and Netanyahu is his soldier in that area. People often call it this the 51st state of the US. So, that is what it is. I do not see any good things.
Front is not going to be over, as Western media tagging the Hezbollah, the Hamas, the Houthi, Iraqi militias, IS as the proxy of Iran. Also, some neutral journalists are tagging Israel as a proxy of United States. Ukraine is a proxy of United States. Sir, would you mind to accept it or you deny this?
Well, one can say a few things for and against. Ukraine is of course fighting for its own existence and its own name in the world as a country. So, it is very difficult to say it. Perhaps they compare the religion of the ruler and the people there, the Jews, with this. I think that is not a good way of saying it. Now, Ukraine is fighting for its own existence and the president is also doing the same for his own existence too. So, it would be a little unfair in my opinion to give a overall label like that. Let us see as it is, because America is also sort of play acting as a supporter and a negotiator for peace, but is actually not.
America says they want Ukraine, they want to give Ukraine as a NATO-like security, not NATO's Article 5 security. Could the introduction of NATO-like security guarantees without formal membership of Ukraine escalate tensions with Moscow? I mean,
well,
Moscow will agree or disagree?
There is no point in discussing it here, and also there is a point, because what Donald Trump has said, it simply means a member-like, NATO-like security, but that Article 5 says that in case a member is attacked by others, they will, some country, other members will come forward. USA is a member, but if NATO is not a member, so there is no legal necessity or obligation or justification for US to come on the side of Ukraine. So, this is just a hoax, and especially coming it from the person it does, we take it to be a hoax. It does not stand. But I would like to point out in this case, you must have made, there was a small news item, but very important. We know Germany was totally neutered and all those after the Second World War, but then with the change in the world, Germany is now in and rearming itself, and also America's pressure in the past and also in the present, from 2% to they are all coming to 5% of the GDP for rearming. But the German chancellor, that is the equivalent to president, there was an announcement official that they are going to introduce, very interestingly, voluntary conscription, a contradiction in terms. Conscription is compulsory necessity of the citizens to serve in the armed forces for a fixed number of years. And he says they are introducing, and the cabinet has already passed it, voluntary conscription. Anyway, they have done it knowingly. The thing is, Germany understands and has made a clear manifestation of it, as have the other countries, that perhaps a great big war is coming. America's role is still not predictable what it is going to be, but there is going to be a war. That is what they think. So, they have introduced conscription.
Right.